Hello all, old geek, and continuing with my read through of early Dragon magazines. And we're on to part 4, which of course will be issue number 4, December 1976. Right, let's see how this one goes. Certainly, number 3 marked a step forward in my opinion in terms of what was in 1 and 2, so let's see what we got in number. Let's see, there, put teeth in. Let's see what we've got in number 4. Already, that doesn't look like original artwork. That is something scanned from somewhere. That it looks a lot better. It looks a lot better. Empire of the Petal Throne issue. I did ask last time what EPT was short for, and I'd thank you for those who replied to say it was Empire of the Petal Throne. I've never seen it, never played it. Well before my time. Well, from what I read about it, TSR didn't really support it after a while, and it sort of drifted away into obscurity, which is why I never found out about it, because I didn't start gaming till '83, which was 7 years after this magazine was published. So, William Murray, in cooperation with TSR Hobbies, presents Legions of the Petal Throne. So these are miniatures for Empire of the Petal Throne. Early role-playing game. I have heard of the word of Tecumel, but never seen it. Never seen it. The Dragon Rumble. So this is the little bit of editorial at the start, written by Tim Kask. Each issue. Is this whole edition of Dragon going to be about Empire of the Petal Throne? If so, I might as well skip to the end, because I know nothing about it. Nothing at all. I can't give an opinion how good or bad it is without knowing about it. Right. Oh. This issue turned out to be a monster, even turning on its creator at the end. All monsters do. Frankenstein. What seemed like a good idea back in September has turned into something much bigger than usual. Because of this, and topicality of this issue, the Gnome Cache, that's that story I don't read. Dirt, that's that rubbish cartoon strip. And Out on a Limb, oh, well, that's the letters page. Were bumped at the last minute. Okay. So yes, it looks like it's going to be all Empire of the Petal Throne. Again, I don't know anything about it. Don't know what tone it's got, what style of game it is. So we have an introduction. I have problems in my eyes when I'm reading through this. I've worked out what's causing it, and it's because when I do my recording, I have my microphone fairly close here. Otherwise, I sound very distant. But I've got varifocals, and I'm trying to use one dip of my head on the screen, but I've got this blurred microphone in my left hand corner that my eyes are trying to focus on at the same time, so it just causes my head to go a bit swimmy. So that's why my eyes hurt when I do this. I'm going to have to work out a different microphone setup. So miniatures. Now this was $35 back in 1976. That's it's massive. It's massive. It's a foot long. Wingspan a foot. Yeah, it's huge. Weight 5 pounds. So it's going to be lead or lead alloy. So that's massive. But $35 a week, more than a week's wages back then. So more talk about Empire of the Metal Throne, Petal Throne. Maybe someone in chat can tell me what it was like. Maybe you played it. I certainly didn't. Didn't know anything about it at all. Scrolling through all of this because this is all background. Judges Guild. It's the first time I've seen the Judges Guild mentioned in Dragon. Maybe I've missed it, the earlier ones, but Judges Guild became quite a big name. D&D Games Workshop presents D&D Day at Fulham Town Hall in London. Wow. I didn't go. I was 5. And London's 2 hours away from here by train, 2.5 hours away. 5 years old? No. Wouldn't have taken me on a train when I was 5. Nightmare. Minifigs. A name I recognise as well. More starships and stuff. Okay, not really interested. Don't know what this Giacomo Encounters thing is about. This looks. I don't know. Is it fantasy? Is it sci-fi? Haven't got a clue. There's a lot I don't get in this edition. It might be a very very quick read through at this rate. Okay, bit of artwork. Whole page artwork. I don't think a Hogger out fishing one Sunday night by Neil Healy. I think the tree's quite impressive, but that creature just looks odd. Very odd. Not particularly impressed. Sorry, Neil Healy. Battle of the Temple of Chains. It's more Empire the Petal Throne stuff. This could be a very bland read through at this rate, because I'm not going to sit and read all of these. Doody 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 doody. Scrolly 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 scrolly. Is this all background information, or is it stories for it, or scenarios? It looks like a map for it. A pretty typical fantasy map. An army setup? Oh, key to the map of the battle. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, it's a battle map. So you've got. Right. So it tells you where they lay out and all the tactics. You know, I'm a nerd when it comes to historical battles, and I love seeing old battle plans and old simulations of what would have happened on the battlefield. And obviously, we don't know exactly even the numbers of a lot of these battles, but from the historical descriptions, the tales being told by the victors, of course, because that's what always happens. But they give a good idea of what might have happened, and the tactics. We know basic ideas of the tactics. I mean, we know, for example, Agincourt with the way the troops were funneled up through the mud onto spikes, with the archers behind who were then able to, because they were so lightly armored, they were able to move much more easily in the mud and dispatch any of the by now absolutely shattered French knights that reached the spikes. The arrows would have been more likely to take out the horses than the riders, but that has the desired effect because it causes panic, it causes horses to fall, it just creates mayhem. But most of the deaths at the Battle of Agincourt were either suffocation or through being executed at the end, because Henry took more prisoners than he could cope with. Anyway, we move on. We move on. So yes, I like battle plans, battle layouts, a little bit of artwork. Oh, dice fall, everyone dies. I'm guessing for that one is getting that one, or is it? Yeah, it's dice flying onto the battlefield when you're playing a strategy game with miniatures, which then send the miniatures flying. Yes, yes, that's quite good. That's quite clever. Creature features. Now, we've had some well-known creatures appear on this so far, but I've never heard of a Mihaly. It didn't. Oh, it's Techumel. That's why. That's why it's Techumel. They've got armor class, and they've got hit dice, number appearing. Don't know. Don't know what the rest of it means. Those Mihaly. Sort of like extra nipples. Something a bit leaner cat, lean, sort of cat men. No, don't know, don't know. They do look like sort of quite feline-ish. Maybe it's just their ears. The Friaga. giant fish creature. Again, I know nothing. I know nothing. Model adverts. Ooh, bit of a layout issue. Now, 3 had some good layout improvements over 1 and 2, but yeah, there's a bit of layout issue in this section. This looks a bit clunky. Okay, it's a comedy piece. Creeping crud found in all D&D playing areas resembles cigarette butts, crushed Fritos, spilled Dr. Pepper. Yes. Yes, trodden into the carpet. If you're enough to have carpet in a room where you're gaming. Curry smears all over your prized modules. That's why you print them out or copy them and leave your originals. Leave the originals on the shelf. But yeah, we all know. But yeah, it's, potion C2H5OH. I believe that's alcohol. Yes, this potion, known by a variety of names such as wild turkey, Seagrams, and even Pabst Blue Ribbon, is a valuable item. In some cases, up to $10 per fifth of a pint. Not a measurement we get here. Caution must be exercised when imbibing in these potions, as overindulgence will cause them to become potions of delusion. I like these little comedy things. Number 3 had some comedy classes, and yes. Overindulgence will require administration of a 6th level Hair of the Dog That Bit You spell from a magic user, or a Cure Hangover spell from a cleric. Of course, yes. We've all done it. We've all seen it. We've all tutted, but we've all imbibed. Well, most of us probably have from time to time. We're all nerds. Of course, we've had a bit of an imbibe from time to time. Like an occasional imbibe now. Star Web, sci-fi, not my thing. Wrote some Chikala, don't know what that was. That was a TechUML thing from near the start, I think. I thought they said there wasn't going to be any dirt in this one. The editorial lied. Don't read dirt. Look, it's so difficult to... One of the reasons why I don't read it is how simplistic it looks. If you look at the speech bubbles, and the writing in it is tiny. Could the author have not expanded the writing a little to make it a bit clearer? Because it just looks cheap. Sorry, Jake. I don't know who you are. My son's called Jake, but it's not you because he was born 30 years after this was published. Adverts. Good to see the mapping the dungeons thing again. Germany's now been added to the list. The British one fallen off. It has. There's some British ones last time. It's fallen off. Boo! Grenadier models. I've got a fairly big collection of miniatures. Though most of them nowadays are the Reaper Bones, plastic Reaper Bones ones, because they're just so cheap and they don't snap very easily because I'm clumsy. More models, more figures. Recommended reading. Is this what the famous Appendix N? It is. Look at all these are. This is Gygax's list of things to read. All those names I used to see in Appendix N that I haven't read. Apart from a little bit of Fritz Leiber, Tolkien, and I've listened to some. I need to listen to them. I do. I know I do. I will do. Point. So busy. Sort of. Shut up, John. Stop pretending. The Continuing Adventures of Phineas Fingers. This was a better cartoon strip last time out. The creature has just eaten his mates. Runs away. One of the great things about being a thief is my ability to climb sheer walls. You're hanging upside down there, mate. Yep. Yep. Unrealistic climbing, followed by fall. Thief with probably 4 hit points, suffering 1d6 damage. Yeah, he's knocked out and is about to be scoffed by the monster, as he should be. Okay. Treasure for Empire. So, in Empire the Petal Throne, you get magic eyes. Interesting. The abominable eye of detestation. That sounds interesting. The eye of being an unimpeachable shield against foes. The eye of the creeping fog of doom. The eye of exquisite power over maidens. Nerd fantasy, clearly. The eye of joyful sitting amongst friends. Gaming with your mates. Or sitting down the pub. The eye of strengthening the majesty of weapon. The eye of triumphant passage through inferno. Splendid eye of Kra the Mighty. Thoroughly useful eye. Doesn't tell you what it does, it's just thoroughly useful. So these are proud builders. Oh. Okay, they're making physical stuff for Empire the Petal Throne. Okay. Now here's the problem. These, yes, it's and color photos in a Dragon magazine. Splendid. Blurred color photos, poorly reproduced, and Empire the Petal Throne. It looks very Eastern, so I'm guessing it's got a Chinesey, Japanesey, maybe sort of South Asian sort of feel to it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, these all look very nice, very colourful. Okay. Kriegspielers, 4 out of 4 for the Kriegspielers. They're here again. Sci-fi role-playing, you know, I'm just going to skip past that because I don't do it. And that was incredibly quick because it was all about a game that I don't play and I don't know anything about. And maybe I should learn if I'm going to take myself seriously in this genre. But I know, being 5 years old when that was out, I mean, I have read up a little bit about the history of it, and it looks like it sort of faded out 3 or 4 years before I even discovered what a role-playing game was. So there you go. Anyway, it's been a brief trip through Dragon magazine 4, and not particularly informative. Oh well.